Hey guys, what's going on? Hope everybody's having a good day out there today, and thanks for tuning in to another edition here of Intuitive Angling. Today we're going to be talking about oversized squarebill crankbaits in the fall time of the year, especially. Give you guys some tips and advice on when to use them, and I think you guys might find it interesting here. I think a lot of people realize that, the late summer and the fall time are some of the top times of the year to use a squarebill crankbait. I think a lot of people get locked into like just the traditional square. This is like the Megabass 1.5. This is like the traditional size of a squarebill, similar to like the Lucky Craft 1.5s or something like that. But here's the difference between just a traditional size squarebill most people throw and like this Megabass Grenade square. This is a Megabass Grenade squarebill like this. You can see how much different it is. Also, if you guys are interested in any good S-cranks, Baitworks has a 20% sale on all their crankbaits in the store all month. I'll include the link in the description if you guys are interested in ordering some there. But anyway, today specifically, we're going to talk about these big oversized dudes like this. Now, I'm going to guess, guys, I don't think that most people have even caught a bass on one of these big, giant, oversized squarebills. There's a couple companies that make them. Megabass makes one. I think Strike King makes one. Lucky Craft probably makes one. I'm not sure. But it's sort of like a niche type bait that a lot of people have not caught on to. So first of all, let's talk about, when they work over a traditional squarebill. The first thing you got to have is a combination of a couple different things in order for this thing to be productive. First of all, you have to be on a body of water that's got some quality fish in it. If you're on a lake that is like known for tough fishing and doesn't have a lot of good fish in it, it's probably not going to be that good. But if you're on a body of water that's known for quality fish, like some of the TVA lakes, some of the lakes in Texas, like Lake of the Ozarks up here in Missouri, these places that are known to have quite a few 4-pound class fish, that's when these oversized crankbaits need to come into play. Next thing you need to realize with them is the weather conditions are really key for this. This is a bait right here that is not going to produce for you unless you have some type of low light conditions, wind, a rising barometric pressure, south wind, that type of stuff. You need the weather conditions to be conducive to aggressive power fishing techniques. And normally that comes with, like I said, cloudy skies, rainy conditions, wind over 15 miles an hour out of the south. That's when these baits are going to really shine. If you've got tough fishing conditions, like it's bright skies and not much wind, that type of stuff, post frontal, you don't want to throw these things. This is designed for when those bass are super aggressive and they're ready to feed. So that's the two requirements for that. Next thing, let's talk about areas. This thing, even though these big squarebills like this are squarebill crankbait that people associate with being like the regular size squarebait, these things get down a lot deeper than what most people consider a squarebill. So for example, this Grenade or that big, I think it's the Strike King 8.0 or something like that squarebill, they'll get down, 8, 9 feet, if you put them on like 14, 15 pound test line. So they get down, pretty dang deep. So they're not like designed to fish around shallow water targets like the traditional squarebills are. The traditional squarebills are more like for, deflecting off wood, off of stumps, off of shallow riprap, that type of stuff. The big squarebills, the big giant squarebills are designed, you can fish them shallow, but they're designed to fish in a little bit deeper water. So I'm talking about like fishing rocky banks down where you're trying to target, so say that 4 to 6 foot zone, fishing them over deeper grass beds. If you have lakes like the TVA lakes or some Texas lakes that have grass beds, a lot of guys catch a bunch of big ones fishing these over deeper grass beds, or some type of structure that you've got some type of deep water nearby it. Like for example, if you got a lay down tree on a steep bank where the outside part of the tree is maybe in 6 to 10 foot of water, this would be perfect for it. But if you've got like a stump that's in 2 foot of water on a flat, not so much. It's just displaces too much water, gets down too deep. So the cover needs to have some type of access to deep water by it for this thing to be really productive. The best guys that I've done on this, the big oversized squarebills, has been when I'm cranking a channel bank that has some type of dirty water on it. I'm talking like water visibility of say 8 inches to 1.5 feet, that type of thing. big chunk rock that drops off pretty quick. So some type of an area where like the creek channel would hit the bank, where you got, you know, deep water right next to you, something like that with larger rock. That's when I've done really good on this thing, when the wind is just pounding against that. They wobble hard, they thump pretty hard. It's just a big aggressive bait for a fish to take. So these things are pretty heavy. I'm just guessing this thing probably weighs about an ounce. So I like to fish it on a stiff rod. A lot of times I'll fish it on my flipping stick, on my Megabass Alkalies flipping stick, like on 20-pound test Seaguar and Vizex fluorocarbon line. You know, just a big power fishing deal, because that allows me to get these big hooks in it if the fish hits, allows me to move the bait in a fish's mouth. I mean, when a fish, there's a lot of mass of plastic on these things, so when a fish hits it, you really have to move this bait in their mouth to hook them. So I've had the best success with a flipping stick and 20-pound test line with it. So anyway, guys, it's just another tool for your arsenal. Like I said, there's a lot of different companies that make it. You know, like I said, here's the difference on them. If you like squarebill fishing and you get in a situation where you got these things are conducive, almost sort of like a big swim bait or glide bait, put one on. I mean, the average size bass you're going to catch on this thing is going to be over 3 pounds, in that 3 to 5 pound range. So it's a big fish lure. And again, like I said, Baitworks got a sale on all their crankbaits this month. Link in the description here if you guys like to order some for that. So anyway, guys, much appreciated you guys checking in today's video. Good timing here. Elijah just came in there. What are you doing? Okay, we're watching some Titanic cartoons in there, so we're gonna get back at it. So talk to you guys later.